Welcome back. It's your boy Nuncio, reporting to you live and direct, representing God to the fullest of life. You and I both know it. With another episode of Ride With Me. Don't even know the episode number, but I don't care. But one thing I do care about is this. I hope nobody calls me for the next 10 minutes because I hate it when I'm doing like one of these videos with my phone and then somebody called me. It seemed like they call right when I'm doing a video. Nobody calls when I ain't doing a video. But then when it was something important, that's when I seem like flooded with calls. And I be ignoring them for real sometimes. But you know, that's how I keep my cool. But anyway, real quick, just want to hit up real quickly when I think about a couple, or maybe even more topics real quick. The first one being the whole shutdown your church thing. I think that it's good that you lead by example. What I mean by that is that, you know, sometimes I think you may feel like, you know, when they see me post up on Facebook or see me post up a video or mention about shutting your church, it's like, well, dude, you know what I'm saying? You gotta lead by example. Well, I don't have a church, but I do have the abilities and the capabilities of doing outreach, and that is reaching out to my neighbors. So I do that. I want people to feel that, you know, and this dude is he a self-righteous dude. He's just doing all this talking. He ain't got no church. He don't know what it's like. I don't need a church to know what it's like. I don't need a church building to know what it's like to run a church. I've had somebody mention that, saying like, you know, like, man, well, you know, the church. I mean, they was actually defending the church in a sense in which I'm not against. It was just the way that they kind of came about it, saying, well, then where's the money going to come from to pay for the electricity, and what about this and what about that? And it was all about money for real. And I'm like, well, you know, if you watch the first video, I touch on that and I break it down so that you can understand that you don't need money to do this, even to keep your church open for the next month, because if you do it for exactly a month or 5 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, if you do it for a month, you won't have to worry about a super high bill. As a matter of fact, I would highly recommend that you would shut up your fuse box. You know, just have the water run. Maybe get some candles or something like that in the restrooms. I don't know. Shut down your church. Don't allow that sucker to be open and have church outside somewhere. So I'm gonna be a little bit more professional about it, and I am gonna put together a nice little campaign ad. You know, some graphics, you know, really go all out with this thing so that people can really see just how serious of a matter this is. I actually had a pastor come to me today and was saying like, man, I really like that post that you put up, and he hasn't saw the video yet, but I'm gonna send him a link, and I'm also gonna post up another link again to that same original video, because I just really believe it was straight from the heart. It was authentic, it was raw, uncut, unrehearsed. It was just as is. Good 39 minutes and some odd seconds of just pure good old talk, you know what I'm saying? And if you feel convicted by it, good. Didn't feel convicted by it, then I don't know, you may not have a heart. You may feel like in fear, like, you know what, I need to run and hide because this is making me uncomfortable what this guy is saying. Is doing his job. Okay. The other thing that I want to touch on is schools and prayer in schools specifically. And what I mean by that is that I pray in school. You know, I know they took prayer out of school, but I am praying in school. When I touch children, touch your kids appropriately, I am praying for them. You know, like especially like this problem with it, God to give me strength to help give me the words of wisdom to be able to impart to these youngsters, and also be an example amongst my colleagues. You know what I'm saying? The staff. So I'm just kind of just being open and free, being more who I am, what God called me to be. Like I am, like, you know, like wait, almost blogging, but like, you know, sending emails out like weekly, encouraging my colleagues and the staff, and doing it using scripture too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not afraid to do that. I know that sometimes they try to, say like keep politics, keep religion out of workplaces and stuff. But I mean, how can you do that when it's like you're dealing with people and you're dealing with life? I mean, I know you may be feeling like, well, you just go to work, you do your work, leave your issues outside of your job. That's that. It's a lot easier said than done for some. I mean, like, you can't help but hear sometimes the pain that go through or the struggles that they make through life. And if you have cure, why not offer it? You know what I'm saying? If you feel that it's going to help the individual, then I feel like you should offer it. I mean, the worst thing that a person can say is like, no, I don't want it. But I don't think it's strong enough to say like, oh my God, you approach me with your solution. Now I got to sue the company. I think that's just petty. That's just people just looking for an easy pay. But yeah, I do. I am like letting people know, like, on my job, like, yeah, man, like, praying works. Prayer works. Especially when you're in a state such as the state my school that I go to is in. They underneath academic emergency, and they need a miracle. And I thought about that. I'm like, how can I portray this to my staff? I'm like, oh, I know exactly what to do, what to say. Well, everybody wants a miracle, but I think when miracles happen, there had to be some type of request. And when a request is made, that is almost for real. That's no different from a prayer. So again, that supports the whole thing of praying. Praying brings about a change. Situations, in a majority of the time, it brings about a positive change. So I highly recommend that that people do it. Pray on your jobs. Pray when you I'm not saying like take time out and verbally be all out in the open praying and people know about it. It could be really, really subtle. Do what you do. Do what you feel that God is calling you to do in your place of work, in your place of employment. When it comes to religion and workplaces, I believe that there is a place for it. I believe there's a place for politics when it comes to your work too. But again, people get offended when it gets to politics and religion, so they tend to want to try to leave that out. But other than that, I had a good day today at work. I was just for real, just chilling. I worked, did my thing. Taught here and there, some skills, some life skills, and helping my students get from point A to point B. Like myself right now, I am like on my way to point B, personally, on my way home. To meet my wife, can't wait to see her, see my baby Angela, kick it with her, I love my family. And I guess that kind of brings me to a close on, the importance of family, and especially for men, to really take a stand and be a man, and not just to be a shapeless figure, you know what I'm saying? This odd thing that's in the house that's just taking up space and not really taking your place. That people should, guys mainly, they should take leadership roles and take charge and say like, this is where the family is going. Have a vision in mind. If you want your family to be successful, then you should say that. Like, make it plain to everybody. Like, this is what we're gonna do to be successful. Have a plan in mind. I mean, people who are very wealthy, especially dynasty-like families or whatever, I think that they got rich, right? And it was just that was it. No, like, really, if you really want like longevity with your family and wealth, then I'd recommend that you go out and have a vision in mind. I got a vision in mind. I got a goal in mind. I get all like real mapped out, and now I want to get my family out of poverty. I mean, they talking about Duke going up on everybody's stuff. I'm like, man, are you serious? Like, I don't need to hear that type of news. They're gonna give a tremendous raise on everybody's. I ain't talking about a paycheck raise. I'm talking about they giving you a bill raise. Like, golly, I don't need to hear that. Man, it was high already for me as is. I'm like, man, I had a hard time paying that. I felt like I was being robbed. Like every single time I paid the electric bill, I felt like I was getting robbed. I'm like, I can't afford to keep paying this bill every month. I need some help. But as a man, I also realized, like, you know what? I gotta help myself, and I gotta get out of this poverty. I mean, I make good money. Don't get me wrong. I got, you know, I got an okay car, got an okay place where I'm staying at, got okay food in the refrigerator. Everything is okay. But okay is just mediocre. Like, I don't want to be okay. I really want to be like on top of my game, and I want to be really, really successful. And I have a goal in mind, and I believe that it's going to happen within the next year. I really believe that. I believe that God is going to get me to a place to where I'm able to be a better use for Him, and also a better use for some of His people that are out here talking about His people. Ain't talking about no church buildings per se in particular. Ain't talking about in particular religion as far as denomination within Christianity. I'm just really talking about people who are one-minded on God, peace for mankind. That's what I'm all about. Give me that, and let God take care of the rest. So I'm gonna take care of God's business. He said He'll take care of mine. I feel it coming. I see it over the horizon. It's just a matter of time. So with that being said, I'm your boy Nuncio. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I thank God nobody didn't call, and I'm on my way home. So peace in, y'all, and confusion out.